The following podcast may contain spoilers.
A deserted ninja sect on a cliffside. A young man stands before the elders of his sect, their faces wreathed in fury. As he apologizes for stealing the sect's secrets, he informs them that they've never left his possession. He has not informed them to any other person, and lets them know where the tablet itself is hidden in his room. Then presents him with the clan with one of the sect's 3 most sacred weapons, designed but not made in years. At which point he jumps off the cliff behind him to his death. The elders immediately reach out, realizing they have lost one of the greatest geniuses their sect has ever seen. But unfortunately, it was too late, and he can only be posthumously upgraded to an intersect disciple. Hello, everybody. This is the Treading the Path of the Heaven podcast. My name is Jonathan, and I am joined with my fellow co-hosts.
I'm Richard.
I'm Bill.
And perennial guest.
I'm not a co-host, and it's really starting to bother me at this point. I probably shouldn't have announced that I was not a co-host at the beginning of this show. This was really my fault. I did this to myself.
It's your fault because you haven't read anything.
I was going to say that. Have you read something?
But we canceled out of it immediately.
Have you read other things?
Right? There are other books.
There's
Myriad other
Hundreds
books.
of thousands of them.
It's like
I
the
don't know.
producers, man. You can't wear the hat until you've done the show.
Yeah, okay. Well, soon, maybe. You'll see. You'll all see.
I'm looking forward to it.
For that bit of a monologue from the beginning, it sounds like you might have been talking about the previous life of our main character coming up.
Nah, he's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we have essentially the young man I was describing is the main character of the novel we are discussing this week. A Chinese novel by the name of Douluo Dalu.
Wow.
I've never been sure how to pronounce that. So.
Everybody was really
Douluo
excited to hear about
Dalu?
this one.
I don't know.
Douluo Dalu. There's a B in there. I just said it. I put it in there.
Bill, if you would like to read the novel updates.
Tang Sect, the most famous martial arts sect of all. By stealing its most secret teachings to fulfill his dreams, Tang-san committed an unforgivable crime. With his ambition attained, he hands his legacy to the sect and throws himself from the fearsome Hell's Peak. But he could never imagine that this would reincarnate him in another world, one without magic, martial arts, and grudges.
Wait.
Hold on,
I'm
there's
sorry.
no grudges in here?
I was going to say, do people not regularly throw themselves from Hell's Peak?
There are grudges, but they are usually settled fairly instantly.
A land where only the mystical souls of battle lay. The continent of Douluo. How will Tang-san survive in this unknown environment? With a new road to follow, a new legend begins.
Question. Why was he not an intersect member when his name is literally Tang-san of Tang Sect?
I think pretty much most of the people were named Tang.
Oh.
Yeah, I think San is...
I would be like, holy shit, it was meant to be Tang-san. Welcome to Tang Sect.
No,
We about to drink some Tang?
Okay, wait.
Go to space.
I need to know, did he reincarnate in the other world by virtue of jumping off that particular cliff? Or was it a combination of things?
It's not answered at this point in the translation. This novel is actually pretty close to being finished. It's, I think it's like 20 or 30 chapters from being completed.
Good God, and they
It's
still
gonna be
don't know?
translated by next week, right?
That's what I'm saying is like I don't know if it's ever really going to be something that they go over. They kind of intimate that it is the fact that he jumped off this cliff because there's like a legend, that they briefly touch upon in the introduction. But like literally like half the first chapter is this description we went over at the beginning there. And then the rest of the story takes place in this new world.
Gotcha.
What's really funny is it's a sort of flipped version of the ATG opener, where everyone is clearly like animosity, like hates this dude who's about to jump off this cliff with the treasure. And he's like, yeah, it's peace. Whereas Tang-san was like, yeah, no, I do understand. However, here. So like, it's the same scene, but it plays out the complete opposite.
That's fun.
We have this cliff, this certain death, and I have this awesome thing. Goodbye, cruel world.
But
Peace.
the important part to realize is that, one, this man that jumped off the cliff was about 40 years old.
Sure.
So, like, he's an adult.
He's had life experience.
He's had life
an
experiences,
adult.
and he lived and grew up and loves the Tank sect, which is a sect of ninjas that that their specialty is deadly hidden weapons.
Ooh. That's fun.
Well, he was 40 years old, and they didn't notice his potential in 40 years of life. They didn't notice his potential until he kills himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
His teachers are trash, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Garbage. They can't cultivate shit.
It wasn't good, but the abilities they made were awesome, and so are the weapons, which you get to see almost all of. I think actually we have seen all of it in the story at this point, as he gets stronger and is able to find rarer and rarer materials to make these insane weapons. I'm not really going to go into any of the top tier ones, but he has like a, in Dynasty Warriors, how they have those like arrow boxes
Yeah.
that just fire like volleys of hundreds of arrows.
Yeah.
He has like tiny portable versions of that.
Yeah, it's like a repeating crossbow. If it repeated all the shots immediately.
He pretty much immediately designs like the Just Cause like grappling
Ooh.
hook thing. He wakes up in this other universe and he is completely sober, aware of everything that's going on in his mother's womb. And he's like, "Oh, cool. Better start training in my ninja arts."
I can start training my eyes
In the womb, and he cultivates it like completely up to the mastery, up until like this bottleneck, and he doesn't understand how to get past this bottleneck. But eventually he is born.
Wait. What? Cultivates to a bottleneck in the womb. I don't understand the systems of this world because I am a zygote or some shit. Oh man, I'm out the womb. I can move now. Time to break that breakthrough.
Yeah, he literally starts training. Like, as like a 2-year-old, he is like taking care of his dad because his mom is gone and his dad is like a crazy, destitute, drunk blacksmith who basically never smiths and just drinks.
Well, he had to have smithed at some point for him to be this.
Nope.
No.
No, he is actually like super, super good, but you can tell he's the kind of guy that's, I don't know, seen or lived through some shit.
Gotcha.
So he's just
He
drinking
wouldn't-
all that talent away to avoid his problem.
He wouldn't
He
recommend
seems
it.
very much like a broken man.
But what it sounds like is he's got a nice shop.
I mean, like, it's
Not really.
It's a place. It's like in a tiny village
Okay.
kind of a thing. But whatever. This ninja kid goes out, like, he has like, I think 4 ninja arts that he has. He has one that is like this violet eye thing that lets him like see through illusions and attack people's minds. And to cultivate that, he has to go out when the sun rises, and right when the sun comes above the peak, there's this little bit of purple key that arises from the sun that you can capture in your eyes. And so you have to be cultivating every single day. You have to watch the sunset
My God.
or the sunrise.
That sounds hella dangerous. Timmy was watching the sun for too long and his eyes are gone.
That sounds like the opposite of the green flash that happens at sunset.
Yeah, that's
that's fun.
so essentially, this kid is perfect. Tank-san is perfect at everything at all times. Like,
Because he's a 40-year-old man
I
in
am
a
the
2-year-old's
perfect-
body.
I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. The main cultivation of this system of this world is essentially spirits. So every single person, I don't know if you guys have read Xanth.
Yes.
Every person in Xanth has like a magical talent that they're born with.
Not all of them.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the point of many of those books.
okay, sure, yeah, but
Sorry.
those are main characters, and that's a different. The main characters have different rules. That's established canonically.
No, that's true. Yeah.
He was baiting you. He was baiting you.
That's fine. I love Piers Anthony.
That's
Well, okay, I love Xanth specifically.
Yeah, Piers Anthony might be a garbage human, but his books are fun.
Regardless, in this world, Douluo Dalu, by the way, can be like another title for it is Soul Land.
Oh, that's fun.
So every person is born with this like spirit companion, and there are 2 types. There are animals and there are tools. So like some people born with like a pickaxe, and like it's a pickaxe that they could just summon at will. It's not going to break, but like That's really all it is. It's just a pickaxe. And then there's like, because they don't have like the spiritual like vessel to kind of
What
like
is this
train
guilty crown? Like, oh, you in your heart, in your soul, you have your tool. One guy's is a refrigerator, another person's is a sniper rifle. How is this fair?
It's not. It's not at all. Like, no, some people are just fucked from birth. It's just like, no, you're a peasant. Sorry, fuck you. Hope you can train your body well.
That's kind of like in His Dark Materials, the servant people, their daemons eventually ended up as just like dogs. Just like dogs. Oh, you got a dog? Oh, you're gonna be a maid. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. You are born into a life of servitude, Mr. Dog.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. By the way, Tang-san in the first life was an orphan, so like he never knew familial love. So like him having this broken dead man father is still the most familial thing. He is in love with this. So like he takes care of his dad from about the time he is 2 years old. Because he's a ninja and he can do stupid shit. He's also got like a movement art that like is like stupid. It just like moves in unpredictable, crazy ways. So he like looks like he's moving forward, but is moving sideways. Very much like Ice Shield 21 bullshit.
Sounds like a Naruto villain.
He's got to move through time.
He has eye powers that sees through illusions and traps minds. He has movement techniques that are unpredictable. It's a Naruto ninja.
And that is the point, is that he is a fucking Naruto ninja. He's also got like a jade palm thing, so that he can control poisons and his hidden weapons.
Oh my god.
And then he's got like an energy controlling art that lets him like manipulate things. And so like he's cultivating all four of these throughout the entire story. So at all points, he is not only an incredibly gifted like soul master, he is also an incredibly gifted ninja, and no one knows that ninjas exist in this world.
A ninja where there is no ninja. Also, I have your power system too.
The ultimate ninja.
That's bullshit.
The
That's
completely unseen ninja.
Strong. Question. Hold up. What is his? Please tell me he gets like a really stupid like
He gets
soul
grass.
ability. Grass.
Oh yeah, no, wait. See, his dad is kind of depressed, but like he's so touched by the fact that his son is caring for him that once his son starts to get a little bit older, he's like, well, he's like, everyone else has soul things. What about me? And he's like, well, I'll go take you to get tested. I guess you fucking take care of me. I'll go buy more liquor. And so he brings him into the test, and he goes in to take the test, and he's wearing like a glove on one. He's wearing gloves, so he takes off the glove on his hand that he's getting tested, and he gets tested. And what shows up is this blue silver grass, and like it's like the most garbage of spirits.
But it's really
because it's like it's literally a weed, like.
I don't know, man. As anyone who's done some gardening, weeds are real hard to get rid of.
It's like everywhere.
They're sounding better all the time.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I know exactly. That's the point, right?
No.
And but then they look at him, but they test his like soul potential, and they're like, "Holy shit, you're an innately full vessel. This is so rare. It's incredible. It's too bad you have a shit spirit." And then so he's like, "All right, cool. Well, that's cool." But like he goes back, and then he goes to show his dad. And he shows his dad, and as soon as his dad sees the spirit, like his dad just like breaks out in tears and is like suddenly serious and is like focused in a way Tang-san has never seen him in his entire life. And like he's so touched by this that he just starts like hugging him, and like it's this big emotional moment. And then Tang-san's like, "But Dad," and he takes off his other glove. "What does this mean?"
It's like a motherfucking hammer.
And he summons a tool spirit that's a hammer. And like when his father sees this, he's like, his eyes go wide, and it's like something changes.
Wait,
in his
he
dad.
has two souls?
He has two spirits. He is an incredibly rare twin spirit master.
Wait, one of them's an animal and one of them's a tool, and
One of
the
them's a
animal is
plant?
a plant.
Sort of
So the categories are living thing or tool, I guess.
kind of,
Okay.
yeah. It's pretty broad, and it has very specific rules, because this story, honestly, more than anything else, is about world building, because Tang-san is dumped into this world with literally no knowledge of what's going on. So
The best
much
way.
of what this story is discovering the rules of this world, because as a 40-year-old getting to redo life from a baby,
You want to figure out the rules real quick.
He wants to figure out the rules.
Yeah.
Also, as he starts to cultivate his spirits, he realizes that that's what's bottlenecking his ninja abilities. So he instantly becomes incredibly interested in increasing the power of his spirits.
So he can be a better ninja.
Well,
Because
yeah.
that's what's important.
Yeah, being
Well, no.
being a ninja is quality.
What's most important is the founding and establishment of the Tang sect.
Yeah, so he decides that he's going to get big and strong enough to announce the name of the Tang sect so that he can find any other Tang sect members in this world, if there are any.
And if there's not, he can make more.
And if there's not, he's going to establish a Tang sect so that if anyone does reincarnate into this world, they'll be able to find the new Tang sect.
Tang sect is universal.
Yeah, so he decides to do this. But anyway, his dad sees this and
What a bro.
he gets serious. Like his dad wakes up. And he goes and he all of a sudden he just goes and he starts teaching Tang San. He goes to the smith and starts heating shit up, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna teach you this, and you have one chance to learn it. And he just starts centrifugally swinging the hammer, and he'll hit the thing and then continue with the hammer swing and just keep rotating. And this happens 81 times, 9 by 9 times. And on the 9th rotation, every time it's an incredibly powerful swing, up until the point where he gets to the 81th swing, and it's the combined centrifugal force of every rotation combined into the last thing. It's you have to remember this. It's one of our family's secret techniques.
Wait, time out. The fuck? Secret techniques of this family? Is it? What clan is he from? And this explains why the fathers are drunk? What happened to the clan?
I mean, I would tell you, but spoilers.
That's the book,
That is-
Richard. That's the book.
That's actually he doesn't get to delve too deep into that until later into the story, so I'm not going to go too far into it.
Yeah, I'm not even I know the barest minimum, and I'm
But that
Just
is a large
past lives.
mystery in the book.
My mind's going, yo, some crazy shit happened to this man's clan.
Yeah, no, it is, and he is it is pretty quickly established that Tang San's father is was previously the youngest Douluo master in the continent, which is the youngest title Douluo, and he was named the Clear Sky Douluo. Because the spirit hammer of their family is the Clear Sky Hammer, which is universally acknowledged to be the strongest tool spirit.
And he has a tool. He has a hammer as well.
He has the Clear Sky Hammer in
On
his
top of the grass that's
grass.
everywhere.
So yeah, so his dad's do not get spirit rings on your hammer. Don't do it. And then he's like, but it's fine. You can cultivate your grass as much as you can.
I guess a Clear Sky Hammer has to be pure, I assume.
You don't really know why that is, but it's awesome.
Just trust him. It's awesome.
So spirit rings, what are those?
Okay, so this is going to be more delving into the cultivation. And honestly, there's a lot of stories I could tell about this book, and we probably will go into some of them.
Yeah, we got.
I mean, we do have to talk about the Shrek 7 Devils.
Yeah, the Shrek 7 Devils are incredibly important, and that's going to be most of the stories we tell her about them.
Shrek 7 Shrek?
Yes, and it is a
Shrek.
straight up reference to Shrek
Shrek.
the Ogre from the goddamn animated movie.
All right, so
Yes, it is him.
we absolutely must get to that.
Shrek 7 Devils.
Yes, and I promise that is going to be the cherry on the top of this, but I need to talk about the world because this is just...
I hope you're not memeing me right now. This
I am-
isn't some Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
I am
YouTube
not...
visit.
This is my
The
swamp.
author might be, but I am not. So essentially, although honestly, based I think on when this book was actually written, it might be more interest in the original Shrek movie than
I mean,
than
it was
meme
a
hype.
really popular movie when it came out.
Yeah, I thought, didn't it win best animated picture?
I
Or
don't
was it
know, but
Spirited Away?
it was like a realm shaker. when it
Shrek
came
popped
out.
off. Boy,
It was-
did he!
I really did enjoy that.
All I
movie.
can imagine
back
is
in the
Chris
day.
Chris McFarlane.
Chris McFarlane.
Chris Farley, Shrek would have been just the way to go.
Oh,
I
that
just
would've been
like
super
the
great.
name Farquaad.
Farquaad, yeah,
It's pretty great.
he was straight Michael Eisner, wasn't that the point?
Yeah, just call him. Yeah, fuck
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty great.
Sorry,
right.
way off topic into Shrek.
Not
Our
really.
next podcast, Shrek Facts.
Oh,
Coming right
Jesus
at
Christ.
Shrek stories.
But yeah, anyway, we have spirit rings, right? So as you're cultivating these abilities, you they have like levels, and it's like you gather key of the world, and like you train and you cultivate. It's very typical in that sense, and like you build energy, and as you build energy, you gain up in levels. There's 10 levels within each like realm, kind of a thing in this world. So like once you're level 10, you hit a bottleneck, and what you have to do to surpass that bottleneck is build enough energy to like get to the peak, and then kill a spirit beast.
Why?
Because you
need their ring.
drained their essence to build a spirit ring for your soul animal.
That's brutal as fuck.
It is awesome. And yes, it is. But you need to make sure, A, that you're not picking on a monster that is too old, because if they're too old, one, your body will break down when you're trying to.
Because
And
they're too powerful, right?
And B, they're going to kill you when you're trying to hunt them.
Those elder dragons, Joe.
So takes on, whatever. They get spirit rings. They get a bunch of different abilities. It's really cool the way it works. And there's like different types of spirit masters. There's like power types and agility types and control types.
Or support types.
What is our main character?
Fucking control. And he's terrifying at it. He is terrifying at it because he doesn't make mistakes. Every play he makes is perfect. It's like if there's like a Wuxia like roguelike and like original roguelike where like nothing moves until you move, and you could just make it's like if Super Hot was a Wuxia.
Every plan meticulous. Every option perfect.
Well, I mean, like
one man, one sect, tank.
He's like a 40-year-old in a baby's body, training from the womb. So like he's always putting himself in the most perfect position. He's always steps ahead of everyone around him. And if all of that fails, he just builds a weapon to shoot at it. Like
Fourth dimensional shit.
Suffice to say, he kills a lot of things that are way stronger than he should be able to, and willpowers, because he's a fucking ninja, through the suffering to absorb spirit rings that he really shouldn't be able to absorb. So like most people are like, first spirit ring, white. Second spirit ring, yellow. Oh, and the color of the spirit ring correlates to the age of the monster that you killed.
White is what? Like
the weakest, it's like 100 or less. Like
nah,
yellow
man, that's straight
is
up belts.
100, like
Yeah,
500,
but there's like
1,000,
it's
10,000.
white, yellow, purple, black, red.
Oh, well.
What does he start with?
it's all reds. Every single one's a
It's
red.
not reds. Oh God, I'm trying to remember because like I'll be honest, at this point in the story, it's changed. Crazy stuff happens in this story a lot of times.
You can change your rings?
I won't go into how, but it is possible in the world.
Disgusting.
I won't say it's easy or fun.
All I can think about is like how to get dragon blood. You just got to get a dragon and then suffer horrendously.
But essentially,
Yeah.
you have Tank Sonic Control Master. He, you get paid by the world to be a Spirit Master, just like, and you get paid more as your rank increases up to a certain point. At which point they stop paying you and they're like, join the army if you want to fucking get paid.
Also, it's seed.
Yeah, essentially. So they're just raising these guys up, and so he meets this like 6-year-old girl.
Very young, starting super
yeah,
young.
I think he is actually. God, is he? He's like slightly older than her. I'm pretty sure.
Same.
They're
age.
basically the same age. Because like that, he's 6. Because his dad. Oh yeah, by the way, after his dad teaches him, he's like, "All right, go learn. I'll take you to this school." And then he takes him to the school, and then he's out. His dad is like, "I've got things I have to fix in my life."
Oh, so he's motivated now that his son has the hammer. He's like, now I gotta go do
Yeah,
something
he's
real
like,
quick.
motivated
things
now
are
that his son
different
has
now.
the grass.
I have to, because he's like he wasn't like blind, like he was realizing that his son is obscenely talented and doesn't know what's up, but he doesn't like have the gumption to get back into life until he sees this.
Maybe he sees the hammer and he's like, someone can continue the line of talent. I'm about to go handle some business. I'm sorry, I'm getting Cooling Dragon flashbacks. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But in this school, there's this teacher that's very knowledgeable. He's called Grandmaster, but like he's very weak because he has like his spirit has a mutation that doesn't allow him to go like past level 29, which is just not very strong in this world.
Those who can't do, teach.
Essentially, so he's like, I'm gonna be the smartest so I can win with my brain. And Takes-on is like, no. He's like, everyone else is like, I don't want to learn from this guy because he's not strong. I want to learn from the other people who are strong. And Takes-on's like, no, dude, for a teacher, you want the one who's smart. That's what they're transmitting to you is knowledge. You're all idiots.
Yeah.
And so Grandmaster's like, I'll accept you as my disciple. And Takes-on like immediately like kowtows to him, and he's like, like teacher for a day, father for a lifetime.
Wow.
That's
Because
dedication.
Takes-on is perfect in everything.
He just knows.
But essentially, that's like where he goes to get his first spirit beast. Like Grandmaster is like, you need to do this, this, and this, because he knows shit. He understands things that most people don't understand about the cultivation of this world.
I mean, if I had a soul mutation that fucked me over, I'd want to have as much knowledge as possible to maybe find a workaround to fix myself.
Yeah, essentially, that's what he's always been looking for, but he hasn't been able to find it up until this point.
I take it Tang-san figures that out for him.
Yeah, pretty much. Long story short, Grandmaster ends up taking him to Shrek Academy, where you see a green monster on the gates, like a gross like snot green monster on the gates. And they describe to get into Shrek Academy, you have to pass a ridiculous test because Shrek does not train geniuses.
Do you have to get through a swamp?
Shrek trains monsters. And not only monsters among monsters, as they describe it.
Yeah, man.
And
Monsters have layers, like onions.
Or parfait.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Shrek did win the first ever Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, beating Monsters, Inc. and Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
Okay.
Why was Jimmy Neutron Boy
Genius
Genius even competing in that?
That
That's
was
disgusting.
Listen.
It wasn't even good. It's
All
watch
right.
it now. It's ugly.
It did spawn a television show, and the television show was okay for the first like 2 or 3 episodes. The episode where the pants were like self-controlling pants, and they kind of got out and took over the town. It was pretty spectacular.
I will never forgive them for generating Planet Sheen. But continue.
Sorry, I kind of skipped over this earlier, but 6-year-old that he met beats him in martial arts.
But he's a ninja.
That's right.
But he's a 40-year-old ninja.
He's a 6-year-old, and he's like, I will never encounter another child that I cannot effortlessly school because 1, I'm 46 years old mentally, and 2, I'm a fucking ninja. But hey, this girl beats him because she's like weird and evasive and soft, and like he tries to like do things that should trap her, and it just doesn't. And she just like throws and kicks the shit out of him. She's really good at. She has like a long braid that she uses in her fighting a lot. She'll like capture people with it and throw them. It's pretty awesome, actually.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess this is the romantic focus.
This is Zhao Wu.
This is the most invincible character this world will ever see.
Yeah, actually, one of my favorite quotes in the book is at one point they talk about when they asked the leader of the Shrek 7 Devils, Dai Mubai, who the most terrifying member of the Shrek 7 Devils were. He answered easily, Zhao Wu. And they said, why? He says, Zhao Wu is Tang San's button. Only by attacking Zhao Wu will the Thousand Hands Tang San become Thousand Asuras.
Yeah, no.
Holy fuck.
He is the reverse scale of the dragon. Or she is.
Yeah, no, there's like
46-year-old scouts a 6-year-old girl who can somehow beat him.
Wait.
Deems her, you have been chosen. Where I'm
You the
from,
one.
that's called scouting. That's really, really good scouting for the team.
Yeah, and you never see her hunting for spirit rings. She just kind of like disappears off and then comes back and has a spirit ring.
What's the background of this woman?
Don't worry about it.
That's the book, Richard.
No. But like that's kind of how it's explained at first, where she's just kind of like, yeah, totally, and like, but anyway, that's pretty much how she treats it. So that's how I'm gonna go with it for the beginning. It is obviously explained. But yeah, so they go to Shrek Academy. They meet the rest of the Shrek 7 Devils, which we have the double pupiled tiger Dai Mubai.
My God.
Double pupil.
Yeah,
tiger?
he's got like 2 pupils in his eyes, and his spirit thing is like a tiger, which is like one of the strongest.
I was gonna ask if there was a tiger. Is there someone who has a mountain? Because that would be the most Chinese thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, I don't think that. I mean, there's like very much Earth-related animals, but not a mountain.
I think that guy's just misnomer. He quadruple eyes. I don't fucking know what you're talking about.
So we've got him. He's like insanely strong. He's just overbearing with power kind of person. And we immediately see him with 2 girls by his side as he's talking down to Tang-san for like, I don't know, like making him look slightly bad in front of his bitches. Damn it, I did it again.
Kenny, I'm gonna have to install a swear jar in the middle of the table.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But we have Zuzu King, the Hell Civet, who is an agility type master.
Hell Civet.
Like the little cats that eat coffee beans and poop them out.
Yeah, but hellish versions of those.
Oh.
So
What is a Hell Civet? What does that look like?
I imagine a civet but bigger and with red eyes.
That's not. That's close enough that I'm not going to worry about it.
I mean, like,
Holy shit.
what do you think, Richard? What do you think it got different? Maybe its ears are pointier. I don't fucking know what a civet looks like, so I'm
Maybe
gonna
it's
guess.
on fire.
It could be on fire. Shit.
We've got Zhao Wu and Tang San, who are the fourth, or the other 2 of the other members of the Shrek 7 Devils. Then we have
What was her spirit?
it's like the soft-boned rabbit.
How is it alive?
It's a rabbit that you can kick and it won't die.
It's a rabbit that if you marinate it, the
Ooh.
bones melt away.
So then it's a boneless rabbit. Perfect.
Melted bones sound delicious.
And like, I'm just gonna go into like general ideas of what their spirits are and not like specifics, because honestly, like learning about the abilities is one of the coolest parts of this series.
That's fair.
Um,
Let me just give me the animal, and I'm gonna think what it could be in my head.
But I, your father, have.
no. I'm saving those for the last 2, Bill. I'm saving those 2 for the last. Actually, specifically him for last. We have Ma Hongjun, the Phoenix.
Sick.
Oh,
This guy
boy,
should
is
be
he?
a monster.
He is a monster. He's also very fat
He's called Fatty.
because he has part of the
So
he
many
has a spirit
fatties.
mutation as well. And the way that manifests is as evil flame, which, if you're familiar with Chinese novels, means that he is constantly horny.
all the time.
And the only ways that he can deal with that is by eating and sleeping with women. So he's just constantly sleeping with
He
prostitutes.
sounds like my hero. This guy is so good. He's like the dude at the beginning of Emperor's Domination, where there was no one better at spending money and buying and going to brothels than that guy.
By the way, this is one of the reasons why I know that fatty is not necessarily an insult in Chinese culture, because like his name is Fatty throughout the entire series for the rest of the
And
group.
he's never not a badass.
Yeah, he's always he's always cool. Oh yeah, by the way, when he like activates his spirit, he like thins up.
Of course.
And he like
And he becomes like super like
it goes to his head.
Bishonen.
He cannot help himself. He just grandstands as hard as he can.
I love those characters like Fat Gum in Boku no Hero Academia, where it's like, what happened to you?
Oh no, he immediately fattens back up after his
Oh,
spirit
okay,
goes
okay,
away.
okay. He ain't gonna fatten up again. He just like, back to being fat.
No, it's like that dude in Air Gear, the tank dude.
Oh, yeah, Fat Buka.
Yeah, the dude who just flexes his fat into muscle.
So yeah, you have them, and then you have 2 of my personal favorite members, the support members of the Shrek 7 Devils, which
Donkey,
is
is it Donkey on Puss in Boots?
no,
Please stop.
it's
I'm sorry. I need to get at least one more in. I've been thinking about it this whole time.
I do.
Donkey!
This whole time.
We're making waffles. But yeah, it's Ning Rong Ning, who is the young mistress of the seven
Tiered pagoda?
7-tiered like rainbow pagoda tribe.
That sounds really impressive.
It's
badass.
super awesome. What her ability is she can shoot like a beam of light at someone, and that person's like she gets more abilities as she gets stronger, but like say their speed or their strength or the amount of energy they possess.
You take it?
No. They just increase like by like a flat 10%. Oh, but wait, she's ranked 2 now, so that's by 20. Oh, wait, she's ranked 3 now, so that's by 30.
That's retarded.
Yes, it is. Much like the Clear Sky Hammer is the strongest tool spirit, it is widely recognized as the strongest support spirit.
Please nerf, normalize immediately.
Yeah.
Also, she can send it at different people as she levels up too, so she can buff pretty much the entire
Does she have
party.
to? Does she have to split the percentage, or does everybody get the same?
Oh,
amount?
no, everyone gets the same percentage.
That's
Please,
fucking
nerds.
ridiculous.
Oh, it's absurd.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but
Normalize
she
immediately.
she had-
Game is unplayable.
no,
Ban her
she's
from
got to
rank play.
split it for fucking balance.
No,
we gotta
she
patch
she
notes.
had to
Patch notes?
gain it.
I mean, she has to work
she
for it.
earned those bonuses. It's not like,
No,
oh.
see, actually, the 7-story pagoda has a fatal flaw, and that is its ranks correspond with its tiers, so they actually bottleneck at rank 70, which the max is 100. At 100, you achieve godhood.
Casual godhood.
At 90, each rank is basically longer than the cultivation you've gotten up to 90. Um,
Sounds like a typical.
well, actually, no, that's not true. It's pretty rough up to 95. Once you hit 95, it's pretty much obscenely difficult to advance even a single rank.
But it's still 95% bonus to everyone.
Oh yeah, well no, it's not. It's only the 10%. So like when she hits 70,
It's
it's 70%. But it's like at rank 69, it's still 60.
Oh, so 90% is still ridiculous.
Oh, so
yeah,
it's like
but
old
again,
Monster Hunter rules.
she caps out at 70, and there are people who are like rank 90 people. So like if she wants to be on a battlefield, she has to survive around people that are 20 to 30 ranks higher than her.
Well, that's easy. Just build 2 more floors.
Sure, Bill.
She's a Dota support. Survive
Oh, yeah,
in
no,
this
no.
sea of overly powerful things.
Yeah, stay
with
at the
no
back.
money and no power, but just really good ability.
And buy all the wards.
Yeah, it's very dumb.
Double up on bottom, you know.
And then I've saved my favorite of
Your father.
Oscar. Oscar is our last character.
Deathblade? Wait.
No.
He is a food support master, which is to say that his ability allows him to create food, in particular, sausages.
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 Unfortunately, for him to use it, he has to say very particular spirit incantations.
What are those?
Which are decided by the universe and not him. And they relate to the thing he's creating. So, for instance, one of his first ones is, I, your father, have a stinky sausage. And then there's another one that's, I, your father, have a huge sausage.
It's about his dick.
It's all about his dick.
It's a dick
And then
joke
it's an
power.
insult on top of it. I, your father, have a huge sausage.
All of them are sexual and all of them are hilarious. And all of them are embarrassing to him.
Yep. And to everyone who has to eat it.
How does he know which things to say?
They relate to his abilities.
Yeah, okay.
So like the smelly sausage has like a energy boosting effect, or like the small one like heals your wounds. Or
I've
gives
got
you
a
more
tiny
stamina.
sausage.
Yes.
Yes, there is tiny, there is big, there's one that's an aphrodisiac.
Oh, you're like giving that to Phoenix, right?
I've got an extremely attractive sausage.
Like it's every time he gets a new ability, the author has to like translate in why it's hilarious.
God.
But it's pretty great, and it's one of the reasons I do hate the manhwa for this.
Yeah.
I love the manhwa, and I hate it for like 2 or 3 very specific reasons. They kidify it, which means that they have to skip Slaughter City entirely.
What?
Yeah, Slaughter City, Slaughter City, man. Just like, the first scene is like, oh, hey, that woman's having sex with someone else. Oh, okay, she killed the guy that was having sex. Okay, there's someone else killing someone else. That's gambling with people fighting in a ring in the middle. All right, this is the first street I walked into in the middle of this thing.
I have no idea why you would skip Slaughter City. Slaughter City sounds like a wonderful
It's
place.
because they tried to kidify it, and kids can't be shown Slaughter City.
So they made his thing
Those
like,
kids need to grow the fuck up, man.
I
I don't
have-
know.
and stop
tofu
being
and-
kids. I get it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have tofu.
yeah, the manhwa, they just gave him tofu powers, and it
Sme-
just smells really bad, so no one wants him to use it because it smells bad. You don't want to eat the smelly
super
tofu.
whack. What is this? 4 kids?
Yeah.
Fucking Sanji eating a lollipop instead of smoking a cigarette?
It's a little
Dude
bullshit.
holding a hammer instead of a gun?
The other reason I really regret that is because they skipped Slaughter City, a giant plot point happens right after Slaughter City that I didn't know happened because I was reading the translation. And so suddenly the manhwa is like 30 to 40 chapters ahead of where I am in the book. And I'm like, a thing happened, and I got so pissed at the thing happening that I stopped reading the series for like 4 months.
Which means you missed like 2 chapters.
Goddamn.
Damn.
That's a burn on a translator.
Shots.
No,
I'm taking shots.
I do love Bagel-san, but he does do this as a hobby. Like, he does not do this for money. He doesn't accept donations or anything. Like, he just, or at least he didn't in the past. I honestly have no idea what the status is now. But he basically just does this as a way to practice translating Chinese. He does it on his spare time at his schedule. So sometimes you get like 3 or 4 chapters in a week. Sometimes you get like 3 weeks between chapters.
Yeesh.
That being said, it is a little bit better because these chapters are incredibly long because the author tends to write them in like 3 to 5 part segments. So he releases all of those segments as a complete chapter.
Okay, so you get a lot of bang for you get a lot of mileage per chapter.
Yeah, you're going to be reading a while when you start a chapter of Douluo Dalu.
So, question. Going back to the Shrek 7 Devils or whatever?
Yeah.
What is there? Is there 2 control?
No,
3
I
power,
think
3 agility.
Tang-san is the only control.
Yeah.
You have 2 supports.
2 supports.
1 agility and 2 power because Ma Hongjun and
Wouldn't there be 2 agility? Because there's the Kivit and the soft bone rabbit.
oh yeah, no, what am I saying?
So
Sorry.
2 agility.
I just
2
completely
power,
forgot
a
about Zhao Wu.
control and 2 supports.
Yeah.
Is control rare in this world?
It's just harder, and people like to do easy things because it's easier.
It's less flashy, but it's obviously like the most important role in the battlefield.
I mean, like, it fits Tang-san perfectly because he can just make the situation be the best it needs to be. Especially whenever he gets super grass. Whenever he gets super grass, he's just like, well, you're fucked. You're just
Yeah.
going to sit there right now while I do things over here.
I've been told Supergrass can really knock you on your ass.
Oh boy,
Oh,
can
man.
it?
But
But
no.
it's all supergrass now. All that quality ass sativa.
This is a super fun novel. I don't know if you like. We honestly like. It sounds like we've gone into a lot of things, but like we've barely touched on the framework of this world. There's still so much more depth to this, so much more specificity, so many more systems to learn about.
Yeah,
Like
we took a couple of like scrapings off the rind of this giant orange.
there's spirit rings that we talked about, and you get an ability for those, right? So they're super good. But wait, there's other things too. There's spirit bones. When you kill a monster, sometimes there's just a chance they'll drop a spirit bone, and those you have like slots for those. There's chest, head, it's both
Come on.
legs, both arms.
This is a fucking MOBA, dude. Like,
Yeah.
there's group battles, there's
There's a tournament arc.
positions, there's support,
There's a
there's
tournament
group
arc.
fights.
Oh, yeah.
You have equipment, you have rings.
Yeah.
But
it's
by
great.
the way, there's a tournament arc where they're the underdogs. Go figure.
Yeah, they're like 10 or 15 ranks below the favorites to win.
Of course, though, it's not a main character unless you're fighting above your rank.
No, actually, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna like say this just because Tang-san gets a spirit bone that's one of the most rare types of spirit bones, an external spirit bones, which doesn't like fit into any of the slots. So you could still have as many spirit bones as possible, but it's like just an extra one. And it's just these fucking 8 spider legs that he can like send out of his back.
Oh yeah,
And like
Doc Ock
attack
style.
with people and like drain people and poison them
I've
and
seen
like
this
move around with
character.
them. He is a terrifying motherfucker. Tang-san is one of the most terrifying fucking main characters.
Yeah, it's
Control character has spider legs that don't fit any of the other spirit bone slots.
it just
Cheating.
sits outside on your back.
VAC banned him immediately.
Yeah.
Get him
No,
out of here.
no.
No,
Too
it's,
OP.
it is bullshit. He is way too OP.
I always imagined them as
Blizzard,
like the
please.
Invader Zim backpack.
Blizzard Flex.
Please.
But, like-
Blizzard.
So this is your cast that we've kind of introduced. This is the bare bones structure of how the cultivation system works. And like it's a really, really fun story. It's very touching, like it's very emotional, honestly. There were like I've cried 2 or 3 times reading this novel.
Wow. Wow.
Just
It's-
like
There's some heavy shit that happens, I assume.
there's heavy shit, and then there are moments where it's like the book so convinces you something is impossible, and then suddenly the door to it is opened, and like those moments of reunion or like accomplishment or like the ending of like a generations old grudge like is just like incredibly cathartic.
I respect that. It's crazy that you have these cathartic, really passionate moments that make you want to, have feels. but it's also the same story where you have a sausage man
Oh yeah.
and the Shrek Seven Devils.
In Slaughter City,
all-
where ladies rape and kill.
Well, everything.
So like in my mind, I knew about Slaughter City, right? But I did not know about Sausage Man from the Shrek Seven Devils.
Honestly,
So you go from Shrek to grimdark fucking murder rape city,
Mhm.
grass, super grass.
Supergrass.
Oh yeah, by the way, his hammer, he hasn't never put spirit rings on it, but as he levels up in spirit power, it does get like heavier and heavier. So like he never uses it as like I have spirit rings until like much later in the story. But like he does just use it as a fucking club sometimes where he's just like, bam, that's like a thousands of pounds hammer.
I mean, yeah,
So
it would really fuck somebody up.
We
Just like that
have-
dude who beat a guy with a brick.
we have spider, grass, four-man,
Hammerman.
Spider-Man with Force hammer,
Yeah.
and lots of grass.
Oh yeah, and dude, he does some bullshit things like Phoenix can fly, right, when he's in his spirit form. So they've done things where like the enemy has done all this plotting to like destroy the land underneath them. So like he threw a vine up to the Phoenix, catches vines to all the other people, and just pulls all of them up off the ground and throws them to a safe area where they're surrounding the weakest unit.
Incredible. Incredible.
Are these all sanctioned arena matches?
Some of them are just fights to the death.
What? I gotta
You know how to do.
read this, man. Like,
Sounds like you do.
I'm sorry. Can we get to what is it? I didn't even get to talk about.
Well, no,
because
we got another segment to do before that because that's the last. That's what we go out on.
And yeah,
Didn't even
because
get
we
to
have to
talk
do
about.
business in front of that.
We gotta do business. Shut up, Bill. Business is important.
But more importantly than that, we do have the segment that we've been excited about.
Ooh, it's a review. That's the name of the segment.
Ooh, we got a review.
That's not the name of the segment.
No,
that's
that's
not.
the
That's
theme
the
music.
jingle. God, come on. We talked about this.
Did you listen to
Richard,
a podcast?
You're gonna, Richard, you're gonna have to lift that out, and we're gonna need that ready for you to just put that in every episode. Just Bill.
I mean, are you sure you're asking for this? Because I will actually do that.
No,
and
that's
not
fine.
hear,
No, we're in.
do.
You got a review.
We got a review.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's our review. Oh, okay. So there's two things about our review that are interesting. This is from a person who I don't think has commented in any of our threads before, and also a person who left us an exceedingly long comment with lots of suggestions, one of which was Douluo Dalu. So, like,
There you go.
congratulations, already gone away. You immediately got your thing.
This
Like,
one
right
is
out
for
the
you.
gate.
I'm
Yeah.
also reading your Japanese suggestion, my guy.
Yeah. Also, like, really, thanks for that post, man. We really appreciate that you took the time to write that out.
Yeah, that
It
was
really gratifying.
It made us feel good to like turn around to Kenny at work and be like, dude, did you see that huge, like, what? That guy put so much thought into. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to read this first paragraph that he told me to read because we didn't have a review last week. He already gone away says, another great episode. Been listening since Dungeon Defense and the quality has only increased since then. The only novels I haven't read that you've covered are Kumo, Breakers, and this, but that I haven't read that you've covered, whatever. But listening to this one makes me still feel all tingly describing the exploits of the MC. So it's awesome to listen, awesome listening to people get excited about the web novels that I have read and have nobody to talk about with them in real life. Keep making more episodes. Yay! And then all the suggestions, which seriously, go look at the list of suggestions because I feel like we're going to hit a lot of those.
That guy has incredible taste. Number one, I got to say, all the Korean ones you brought up, like the tutorials too hard. Big fan.
Sovereign of Judgment. Everyone else is a returnee.
Everyone's returnee's fantastic.
There's a lot of suggestions in here, man. We again, it sounds like we're gushing a lot, but we really do appreciate it. And not to sound ungrateful to those of you who are writing stuff in our threads, but these are also very useful on iTunes. They help increase our visibility. I did look at some metric stuff, and I found that we were number 160 in the literature charts in Austria for like a day, and it was great. And so I'd like to try and achieve that again if we could.
No, man, 159.
Yo. I'm gonna throw that on my resume. What is it? there was a point when I was just crushing it in Austria, man.
Yeah,
Crushing.
160th most popular literature podcast in Austria for like a day.
I
It was
think I would
great.
probably phrase that 160th ranked podcast.
It's true.
Of all of Austria, 2018.
Why are you putting more details, man? Just leave it a mystery.
Yeah, man.
All right, that brings us to our final segment. Wait, we could do one more thing before we get to our final segment. As always, you can send us an email at tiger.rollercoaster@gmail.com if you have anything to say to us, because, whatever, you got beef, I'll fight you. I don't care.
We will not help. We'll watch him flail at you.
Oh, no, I'll be selling tickets.
On Twitter, you can tweet us at Tiger Coaster, because Tiger Roller Coaster was too big; it did not fit. And then you can always, like I said, leave us a review or give us some of those stars ratings. Those are really good and they help incredibly with the visibility of the podcast. I'm not sure that we're gonna go with it completely, but for right now, we're doing the McElroy special, the word of mouth. So try and get it out there. Do the thing. Anyway, that brings us to our final segment. We didn't even get to talk about.
We didn't even get to talk about, Illusion Guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I do actually have to talk about this. There's an illusion guy, Grandmaster, terrifying because, he's rank 70, but he terrifies even rank 80 and sometimes 90 masters because he just pulls you into this nightmare world and you can't even tell what's real and he just kills you while you're in it. But wait, our main character's a ninja, so he's rank 30. The guy tries to pull him an illusion. He pretends like he's stumbling and then just throws a needle in the guy's throat and he dies because he's a ninja.
The Sharingan is fucking bullshit. I just want to say that it's a bullshit ass ability. Unfair. This character has a Sharingan.
That was actually also the first thing I was going to say. We didn't even get to talk about.
Yeah, no. Second thing we didn't even talk about Snake Dude. Snake Poison Bro is awesome.
Yeah, Snake Poison Bro has a medicinal garden that Tanks on just robs. It's great.
I mean, is he a bro if you just rob him?
Well, I mean,
Kinda.
it's more like a con than a thieving.
I mean, one could argue that a con man is just a straight thief in most cases.
I mean, if you just give it to him.
It's out of pretenses and shit.
We didn't even get to talk about the just vast amounts of characters. There's too many characters.
Bill, you have to give us examples. That's the point of this fucking segment.
Yes, I get you, but I did. And there's still more. There's just I could pull up buckets of characters.
There's the descendant who has an angel power. There's the guy whose spirit is the sword, and he's just got he's a member. He's one of the bodyguards of the Seven Tower Pagoda clan.
Jining, is that you?
There's Grandmaster and the headmaster and teachers at Trek Academy.
They're all just great.
Um,
Every single opponent in the tournament, the tournament arc is just a ton of fun because it's just a parade of.
You've got all the elemental clans that are all we're the elemental elephants, and you've got
elemental elephants.
Yeah, we're the earth elephants, and we're the fire birds, and we're the ice. I know. And then eventually they're no, this isn't gonna work, and they all team up to form one super team and fight them as the all elements unit.
All elementals go.
And then there's we didn't even talk about the single target clans that only harvest the exact same spirit beast for every single one of their rings to maximize one thing. So there's the strength clan that only gets this one type of orangutan when they the oldest type of this one orangutan that they can kill.
But
that sounds kind of badass.
That sounds awful because what if they run out?
I think they either breed them or they're just very plentiful.
Breed them to kill them for power.
No, we didn't even get to talk about all the ridiculous hidden weapons that Tanks on invents.
Yeah, no, really and truthfully, my favorite is always going to be the crossbow shotgun because he just hands it.
Tell us about the crossbow shotgun, Bill. That sounds like a great capper.
He actually makes it because he feels his friends, the other Shrek 7 Devils, are too soft and they can't kill people. So he hands it to him. He's all right, we're going into this tournament with no training. Let's go. And then they hesitate for a bit. I don't know how. I don't remember how the story actually pulls out. But
time out. they're still crossbow shotguns. I feel like there needs to be a gun.
Is it
Oh, yeah, also,
shooting-
every single one of the needles are going to be horrifyingly poisoned.
Oh,
yeah.
ooh, even
Yeah.
better. Got a double tap.
Yeah, if you don't like spirit block them with ki, you die.
Yeah.
Like if they actually touch you, even if you're like way higher level than you, it's still gonna kill you.
It's like he's like the side like the villain characters you would see in other shows or other books where he's just like he has the ability to fight above his realm, not because he's strong, but because he just knows better.
What I got poison, I got hidden weapons, I got 2 spirit abilities, I got spiders, claws on my back, and I have the Sharingan. Cool. Good to know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a
please.
very silly series.
That
It talks
character
on
is so strong.
He's
he's
nerfed
way
it so-
too OP and no one understands why because like
He's
they're
so
like he's
strong.
cultivating one thing, but he's not. He's cultivating like 4 things and then gets more as the story goes on.
Hell, like you guys are trying to undersell the grass to me, but the grass sounds ridiculous.
The grass
This
is obscene.
everywhere. Like if
Spoilers,
I was
his
a grass
grass-
vendor.
His grass is not normal blue silver grass. It's something a little bit more.
No.
Yeah, like
No?
Yeah.
Really?
Richard, what is your power? I control crabgrass. I'm everywhere.
It is basically crabgrass.
Oh, shit.
Like, that's the idea.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of me, and I'm everywhere.
It's just incredibly enduring and
Annoying-
everywhere. It's great
annoying
when he gets a
grass.
domain ability with it, so he can just like sense things based on the information of the blue spirit grass.
Oh my god.
He's a very, very silly character. And
Sounds it.
this is a very, very fun book. It has gone incredible places. Like we've described a lot, but all of this is like almost everything we described is when he is like level 40 or lower.
yeah.
And like there's a lot more of the book to go on. There's a lot of behind the scenes political intrigue in this story. There's a lot of people trying to scheme against Hang San, and it's just not fucking working because he's 46 and they think he's like 50 and they think he's 10.
Yeah, it's very much in the same romp as Against the Gods, but I don't know, more lighthearted and yet more dark at the same time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's fun. It goes fun places. I do highly recommend Douluo Dalu. And if you start now, you'll probably catch up like 15 chapters before the end.
Oh
you go.
my god.
That is a sad thought. But
No, I mean I say that because it's honest, but I do very much appreciate everything that Bagel-san has done to translate this. It has been, despite the speed, it has been an excellent translation, and I do appreciate it.
Well, to sign us out, I gotta say I look forward to catching up before the end. And it sounds amazing. I want to see where it goes.
kind of our 3rd request episode. I like this a lot. I really like doing the listener requests. I mean, like I knew we were gonna get to this anyway, but like
Yeah, this was always one we were going to talk about, but I am glad that someone asked us to talk about it.
yeah. it
Speaking
lines up
of-
nice.
What are we doing next week, guys?
What is it? A Japanese book next week?
right?
Yeah.
Let's do something. Let's do something a little outside of character. Let's do High School DxD.
All right.
Okay.
DxD. Woo!
Sounds good. We'll see you guys next week with High School DxD. Sorry that we did not do King's Avatar this week that we said we were going to do last week, but turns out I really like that book and I want to read more of it before we talk about it.
King's Avatar was like, I want to read more of this book.
I feel great about that because I love King's Avatar and I want more people to read it.
So we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening, and come tread the path of heaven with us next week.
Write us a review. Swear to God.
Tiger Rollercoaster Productions. Tigers are scary. You try to get off.